There is a news conference right now at Elmhurst Hospital where the NYPD is speaking out, as well as the mayor. Let's go to that now.
From the Police Benevolent Association. All right. Mayor.
This is a bullet hole. Because of this vest, a young police officer is going home. Senseless act of violence, a total disregard for life. Our officers responded with a level of discipline, a level of focus, a level of professionalism. And today we thank God. And when I spoke with the parents of these officers, I could only think of my brother and I and the impact my mom would have. This is what we're fighting every day. This department has removed over 15,000 illegal guns off our streets in the hands of dangerous people. And everyday New Yorkers are not wearing this. And I want to thank the police commissioner and the men and women of the police department for putting their lives on the line every day. And if this is not a real symbol of that, then I don't know what is. Commissioner.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This morning, we get another reminder of everything our officers do and what they do to put themselves on the line to make sure our city is safe. Every day, they go toward the danger, and we saw it again early this morning at the 115th precinct. I'll summarize the details in a moment, but first I want to thank the medical staff here at New York City Health and Hospitals Elmhurst. They worked hard on our officers. They worked with great skill for our injured officers. We're very grateful to them because we know that it could have turned out very differently. The following information is preliminary and may be subject to change as the investigation continues. But approximately 1:40 a.m., uniformed officers assigned to the 115th precinct public safety team were working to address a robbery pattern in the area involving perpetrators on mopeds and scooters. They observed a male suspect drive a moped the wrong way on 82nd Street near 23rd Avenue and attempted to pull him over. The suspect then fled on foot, and our officers began a foot pursuit, which led for several blocks. During the pursuit, the suspect fired multiple rounds at our officers, who then returned fire. One officer was shot in the front of his bullet-resistant vest. The other officer was shot in his leg. Both of our cops were taken to Elmhurst Hospital, where they are being treated. Thankfully, they are both in stable condition. The suspect was also shot in the right ankle, and he was removed to New York Presbyterian Queens by EMS, also in stable condition. A firearm was recovered at the scene. We visited the officers and their families a few moments ago. They're in good spirits, and the NYPD stands at the ready to assist them in the full recovery. Once again, this could have gone a very different way. It's only by the grace of God that we're not here talking about a terrible tragedy. But we are here again talking about illegal firearms and the violent criminals who have absolutely no problem using them against our officers. Our officers were out there doing the job that we asked them to do, and we are very grateful that they're going to be okay. Now our Chief Detective, Joe Kenny, will provide some further details. Chief.
Thank you, Commissioner. As the Commissioner said, this information is preliminary. The investigation is still ongoing. But what we know so far is that our shooter has been identified as Bernardo Raul Castro Mata. He is 19 years old. He has no prior arrest in New York City. However, he is a suspect in several robbery patterns currently going on in the borough of Queens. This shooter currently resides at 90-10 Ditmars Boulevard, the former Courtyard Marriott Hotel, now being operated as the Landing Family Shelter. During tonight's incident, Castro Mata was observed illegally operating an unregistered motorbike the wrong way down a one-way street. Similar scooters and bikes are being used citywide to commit crimes. These crimes include shootings, robberies, and phone snatches. Many of these crimes have all been committed by the perpetrators riding on scooters and motorbikes. Just to paint you a quick picture of how many of these crimes are being committed, January 1st to June 1st, 2022, 0 robbery patterns involving motorized scooters or motorcycles. The same time period, 2023, 20 robbery patterns. Year to date so far this year, January 1st to June 1st, 2024, we have over 80 robbery patterns citywide involving incidents where the perpetrators are riding motorized scooters or motorcycles. That's over 80 robbery patterns alone, encompassing over hundreds and hundreds of incidents. The shooter, as the commissioner said, is currently at New York Presbyterian Queens Hospital, and he's being treated for the gunshot wound to his right leg. He's expected to survive. I'd like to pass it off now to PBA President Pat Hendry.
A few hours ago, most people in this city were sleeping, but this is a city that people don't sleep. And as we see, there were criminals out in the street tonight looking for their next victim. But thankfully, these two heroic police officers were out in the street tonight, confronting a violent individual, putting their lives on the line to keep New Yorkers safe, thankfully avoiding a tragedy. The one police officer shot in the vest was more concerned about his partner, saving his life, getting a tourniquet. That's what partners do in the NYPD. They save each other's lives, and that's what happened here today. But the question has to be asked, why did this individual run? Why did he go on that scooter? Why did he take off? Why didn't he stop for the police? Why was he carrying a firearm? Why wasn't he afraid to shoot New York City police officers? We've been in courtrooms across this city demanding change, packing those courtrooms, demanding change to the criminal justice system. And what we noticed when the cameras are on, everyone is doing their job, holding criminals accountable. When the cameras are off and people aren't paying attention, the criminal justice system is putting police officers and the public at risk. We're going to continue to be in the courtrooms across this city, for this case and other cases, holding criminals accountable and make sure that everyone's doing their job. We ask New Yorkers to stand with us and ask the criminal justice system to do their job every single day so they're not putting police officers and the public at risk. Thank you.
All right, so as you know, the situation is still fluid, very active, and investigations ongoing, but we can answer a couple of questions. Reagan?
The shelter, is it a homeless shelter or a migrant shelter that the 19-year-old residence is? And also, the gun he was using, was it illegal?
His residence is currently being used as a migrant shelter, and the gun itself is not legally possessed.
Hazy?
Is this connected? What is the nexus to migrant? Is this part of a migrant crime network, you know? Is that something they're looking into?
We're still looking into that, but what we've seen in the past with these motorized scooters, they operate as a crew. We're looking at him for several other robbery patterns in the Queens area where he does have other co-defendants.
Can you tell us a bit more about the officers?
Yep. Good morning. Both of the officers are assigned to the 115 precinct, the public safety unit. One officer has 5 years on the job. One officer has 2.5 years on the job. Young officers, very bright, talented. They're going to have an amazing career in this department. And they're very brave and courageous for what they did tonight, and what they've been doing, keeping New Yorkers safe.
Hazy, what was your first question? Yeah, Chief Kennedy can expand on that a little bit.
Yes. So what we know is that our shooter here, he entered the country from Venezuela. He entered through Eagle Pass, Texas, back in July of 2023. So we know that he entered the country illegally. The patterns that we're looking at currently in Queens that he's involved with involve phone snatches, in instances where a woman was attacked, her credit card was stolen, and eventually used in a Queens smoke shop.
And I assume that this is going to be kind of a spider ripple effect to find anyone connected to him with his crime unit.
Absolutely. We're currently working on several patterns citywide. Like I said, over 80 robbery patterns this year alone in the last 6 months. So when I say patterns, when I'm saying 80 patterns, we're connecting hundreds of incidents into those 80 patterns.
Is he cooperating?
As of right now, he's in surgery. We haven't spoken to him.
All right, so you can get updates from DCPI, but I want to thank everybody for coming out in this early morning and continue to pray for our 2 cops. All right, thank you.
And we've been listening to the NYPD and the mayor speak about an overnight shooting. 2 officers have been shot, 1 in the leg, 1 in a torso. Mayor Adams saying that a bulletproof vest saved that one officer's life. They say the officers are in good spirits. Meantime, there is a suspect who is in custody, 19-year-old Bernardo Mata. He was also shot in the ankle, undergoing surgery right now. We're going to take things back to CBS 2's Christina Fan. She is live at the scene with the very latest from there. Christina.
Mary and Cindy, good morning. Yes, as you guys just mentioned, we just learned a lot of new details from that NYPD press briefing. The number one thing we learned was that it was the public safety team from the 115th precinct who was out here overnight addressing a robbery pattern involving mopeds. They noticed that there was a man on a moped heading the wrong way down a one-way street at around 1:50 this morning here in East Elmhurst. They attempted to initiate a traffic stop. That suspect took off, firing multiple rounds at officers. In the process, they fired back. Eventually, we know that this ended with 2 of those officers being struck, one of them in the bulletproof vest, struck in the torso, the other in the leg. That suspect was also hit as well. All 3 of them were taken to local hospitals and are now in stable condition. Police, again, have identified that suspect. They say he was 19 years old and lived at a migrant shelter here in Queens. They say he is a suspect wanted in connection to a robbery pattern here in Queens. And also during that news conference, the NYPD, the top brass, really emphasized that this is not only a problem with illegal guns, but also with these scooters, these motorized bikes that are being used in the commission of more and more crimes. They said a couple of years ago there were 0 crimes on record being committed by people on these motorized bikes. But so far this year, from January 1st to June 1st, there have already been 80 robbery patterns where individuals have been seen using these mopeds to commit these crimes. They also, of course, commended those 2 officers for doing their job so diligently and taking this criminal, they say, off the streets. That is the latest here in East Elmhurst. I'm Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you. And now to the recovery of those injured officers.
CBS 2's Elijah Westbrook is live at Elmhurst Hospital in Queens with the latest. Elijah.
As Christina Fan was just saying, certainly a lot of new information that we learned just in the past few minutes at this point. I can confirm with you that the 2 officers are expected to do okay. They are in stable condition at this time. Even the mayor said that they are in good spirits after speaking with not only them, but their family. We know that this area right now is certainly experiencing quite a big deal of police presence at this time. In fact, we have video right now to kind of depict what we're seeing live at this time. This is just outside Elmhurst Hospital. And the mayor and the NYPD commissioner, again, they spoke with the injured officers and the family this morning. They say that they're in good spirits. And there was a big emphasis during this morning's press conference about how brave these cops were during this senseless act of violence that is still being investigated at this time. Officials reiterated that they're continuing to crack down on illegal guns and getting them off the streets. Again, we know that these 2 officers were shot just after 1:40 this morning. morning in East Elmhurst, Queens, so that's about a good 10 minutes away from where we're standing at this time. And again, we do want to reiterate that there's a rather big, large police presence out here just in front of the hospital. Several officers standing by, making their presence known while supporting these officers who were shot a few hours ago. So, of course, we're going to continue to stay here at Elmhurst Hospital and bring you whatever new information we're able to gather. Hopefully, we'll have more information to provide at 6:30. That's the latest at this time. Cindy and Mary, let's send it back to you.
Elijah, thank you. And stay with us as this story develops throughout the morning. We're going to check back with Elijah and Christina in just a bit, and we'll also send out updates on the free CBS News app.